Action. Hi guys. Today we're going to talk about AI, artificial intelligence, and creativity. The question that most of us have on our minds is AI evil? Is it evil? My answer would be no. It is useful. It is a new tool. It is a technology, a new piece of technology that was created by us, human beings. And as history shows, it's always been a case. There is always a new technology that comes and everyone's obsessed about it and angry and pissed, but then it becomes a new normal, like internet right now that we're using to record this episode. Now it's a new normal. And especially certain brands of video recordings that became popular over the pandemic became new reality. Yes, I know it seems scary. It is scary because it's new and nobody knows which direction it may take. But what's important to learn and to discover is how to use this technology. How can you use this technology to your advantage? How you can make it tool that helps you as opposed to destroying you. Yes, I 100% agree that that art created by human beings is different than the art created by artificial intelligence machines, because is the why question. Why us human beings creating art? Because we have a why. Why are we telling the stories? Why are we making this movie? There is a reason that we're telling the stories. There is a certain things that we experience in our life, an urge, sometimes anger that makes us create art. There are millions of reasons, but they are specific, especially with the best art. There are specific reasons why people make art. They want to express themselves as individual creators. The way that we take the world as human beings, process in our brain and our heart, in our entire body, and then we come up with books, with movies, with songs. There is this question of why and the reason why we're creating art. AI could have reason too, but it all starts with the inputs that were created by human beings. I don't know what AI reasons are for creating art, and frankly, I don't care. But it is important to know that human art will never be the same, will never be the same type of art that the art that created by a machine. And it's simply because the AI does not have a heart. I mean, that's a strong statement, but it does not have a heart at the moment. If it will have a heart or something of a resemblance of an individual or a soul many millions of years in the future, then maybe. I don't know. I cannot predict the future. But what I can say right now is that we will never create the same art, the human beings and the artificial intelligence machine. So it's always going to be two separate things. We as human beings can use the AI to create our own art as a helpful tool to save time in certain scenarios. But still, we have the vision that we want to create. We have the vision that we want to express by using all those tools, by helping to save time. So then we can make an art that the world has never seen before. Those type of things could be very interesting. And with that, let's explore the other side of this question. And I couldn't find anyone better to talk about it than Rumikay, because she really is against the artificial intelligence revolution. So Rumikay, why artificial intelligence can be very bad?
Well, first of all, I have to say that I'm not completely against it. I'm still learning about it. But I do see the dangers of it. So the main thing that people are worried about is, of course, it could replace people's jobs. Any type of assistant job, like I am an alumni affairs coordinator, like anything that has to do with assistant type of level job, AI could probably do it in an instant, So a lot of jobs could be replaced, even in our own industry, like writing, for example. I mean, you can like just type, a log line or a prompt, and it could write up a whole screenplay. The other dangers of it is because I work in a school and I've talked to a lot of instructors. I see there's dangers with AI in education, because there's no way to control the students. They write up essays and homeworks and screenplays, and you're supposed to grade them on their creativity and critical thinking. But, they're using these tools. So how, it's almost like the whole education system has to adjust on how to accept AI, whether you accept it in the classroom or not. The same goes with international students, which sometimes might have, English is not their first language, and they might have trouble learning, but they rely on these type of tools for translation and writing their homework, where in fact, it would be much more beneficial for them to actually try to execute, the writing and the homework themselves instead of having AI do it for them. So there's a lot of that for sure. That could be on the other side as well. Like some instructors have found that they could create their quizzes and like ratings with AI. So if you're going to use it, definitely it is a useful tool, and we're specifically talking about ChatGPT and all of those similar tools. I feel like if you're going to use it, there should be also guidelines, like on how much you use it. You have to use it with caution. And of course, the other dangers of it would be like AI taking over the world and singularity and all of that. I mean, you know much more about it, but like
That's my favorite subject.
AI like is evolving super fast, and the more we use it, the smarter it becomes. So, the question is whether the machines can outsmart us and then go against us. But I don't know. That's like, I feel like I hope I won't be alive until then. It feels like it would be like something that could happen in the future. But like, who knows? You never know. You never know. Just like with COVID, the world turned around like in an instant. So that's why I think AI could be bad. But I'm open to learning about it. And I am impressed with some of the things that it can do. So what would you recommend we do, Konstantin?
One word answer is to learn. And I'm going to explain a little bit about it. But before I proceed, I wanted to say that yes, singularity is my favorite subject. And if it happens, I believe it doesn't matter whether you like it, I hate it, or you admire it. Because you're going to be imprisoned by a machine. You're going to be like in the Matrix, one of those crop human beings grown by machines in order to create more energy for machines to continue to exist.
This sounds amazing.
That's just, I guess, the evolution, I don't think dinosaurs could do anything against the asteroids or whatever really happened to them. It's just, I guess, how life goes. There is those macro events that we cannot control, and then there is micro events. I mean, that's definitely will be tragic if the singularity happens. But use the AI to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. Don't become a victim of a new technology. When a new technology arrives, the best thing that you can do is to learn how to use it. And there are so many free options that you can use right now to learn, because people who creating those AI-based technologies are also testing them before they're going to charge for them, which I assume is going to be the case, like with ChatGPT or with text-to-image technologies like Midjourney or DALL-E or many others. So right now, I really interested in exploring the editing part of it and the podcast editing and how it can be used to save time. For example, there is this two new technologies that allows you to basically let AI edit a multicam camera setup for you, like do all the cuts and even cut out ahs and ums as well automatically. You basically just load it, do a few adjustments, and then you click, and you can see literally the timeline, how it cuts for you. Like it is like magic, and it's the tool, and that's the part of the job that is not that fun, especially for like the multicam editing type of setup. But when it comes to editing feature film, that is different, because there you have to have a surgical approach to tell a story, because you have to know where to cut, what to adjust, and it's an art. It's an art to it, to editing. But for projects like podcasts, or just the ones that don't require a lot of creative choices, AI is perfect, because why would we waste time doing this mechanical work when we can actually go out and go for a run, or talk to your friends in person, or watch your favorite streaming platform if that's your deal. Another thing is the podcast editing, like the actual quality of the podcast, like the mastering, the sound mastering. Now there is some new tools that you can use, and beta versions that allow you to turn your voice recording on your iPhone into a sound that as if it was recording in the professional studio. And it's insane how good it is. I first learned about it at my work. One of my colleagues, he literally, I don't remember the reason why he took the time, but he said that I really took the time to just study AI. I was studying AI, and that's what I discovered. And that's how I found out about all of those new versions. And that's insane, because he does exactly what I want to do, and what I recommend you guys to do is to learn early. Yeah, maybe take time. Go rent a room in Palm Springs and then just study different ways of how to use AI, and try things and use their free beta versions, because they're free right now. You can study for free, because then later, even to study them will cost money, and using them will cost money. So there's never been a better time to learn about how to use AI to your particular advantage than now. And there is an art to even, if we talk about text to image AI like DALL-E or Midjourney, there is an art to creating prompts. It's basically the text that you input, you human being input, to create an image. For example, you can say a blue vase, and that's a prompt, and it will show you some more or less generic blue vase. But if you write a blue vase that is hyper realistic and created in the style of Van Gogh, you're gonna have an entirely different vase, and it will be more adjusted to your specific details. And every platform works a little bit differently. It's a specific skill that you can learn to do in different platforms, because they're not all the same. They react to different things in a different way. And some people already being hired to just write those prompts because they're good at it, because people find new ways how to actually make them work for you, because they not just sometimes create prompts and then use Illustrator or other platforms to combine the prompts with illustration, creating this new thing that people have never seen before, that I was talking about, the new type of art that we've never seen before. And that's what's exciting about this part. That's what I love about it. Now move to the last point of our conversation about AI, and the one that I love the most. I love it so much that I'm going to announce it. Old school art will never die.
I think with any art and any type of creative work, there will always be a place for it. And if you look at a lot of the paintings, Renaissance paintings from different eras, that you can go and see them at museums, but a lot of them are also, available to see on the internet as a photograph, as a digital image, and we're still enjoying them like they are, because that's just what the future is. Everything became digitized, so you don't necessarily have to go to the museum, although it's definitely a different experience seeing it in person. But we have the pleasure and the opportunity to also see it online, which it made it more accessible. Like art became more accessible like that. And the same with, classical music, for example, I still listen to classical music. There's still people that do listen to classical music. I mean, iTunes just made their own classical music app just for classical music. And we still go to concerts and can enjoy live music. The same with ballet, for example. I do ballet. Ballet for a while was considered a dying art, and among the ballet world, there was like this question where, well, how do we make people go in the theater and train ballet and stuff? But it still exists, in a different form or the other. Like, there's still people that enjoy it. There's still, it's still apparent in movies. Old school art will never die. And even if AI art, takes its place, it would not replace all the other art. And I don't think it would replace artists that create art. Now, this is a broader question, whether AI stuff is generated is art or not. So that's a broader question and the ethics behind it. But I do think that there is space for both things to exist at the same time. And if we look at other stuff, like fashion is coming back and other stuff are coming back. Like people thought that record players are dying out. Now they're back in style and people are buying them.
And the most important part is that the art created by human beings takes time, and there is something special in it just because it takes time to create art. People right now can create a machine on a factory very fast, but there is something special in the automobiles created by human beings, like Ferrari or some other high-end cars. It's a different experience to have a car like this than to have a factory manufactured car.
And now we arrive to the section Obsession of the Week. Konstantin, what is your obsession this week?
I think I got infected by your desires. Today, this week, my obsession is perfume.
Ooh.
You guys know my wife is obsessed with scents and perfume, and she knows everything about it. And those fancy perfumes, the niche perfumes, and all in between. And I got really infected by her desires for new perfumes. So I decided to order this new niche perfume by Henry Rose and to try all of their scents. They have like a kit that allows you to try all of their scents to pick which one you like the most. And I'm super excited.
Yeah.
It just got shipped somewhere from Indiana, and I'm waiting. It should arrive by middle of June. Let's hope it will arrive earlier. But Rumikay, what is your obsession?
My obsession of the week is wrist watches. I'm looking for a new watch for myself. There are just so many beautiful watches out there. I've been looking at this brand called Breda, and they kind of have like pretty like minimalistic, kind of timeless, a classy type of watches, which is the specific look that I'm looking for. So we'll see.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that you will use AI to your advantage and start learning about it earlier than later. So then you won't feel left out. And as always, we would really appreciate if you can go to the Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star rating and review, because this really helps us to grow and keep producing more episodes for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.